players into the roster in terms of crashies and food. We'll see if they could continue their dominance versus 100 Thieves. As we said before in the pregame, we didn't see them get tested a lot, so we'll see what they're going to try to do. And it starts off with that double push from the Young Guns, but it's still going to be stopped by a passive play from 100 Thieves for the 100 Thieves at the A main.
Dicey waiting around the corner. There's the frenzy to take down two. That's a fast 1-2 punch coming in from the Jet for 100 Thieves. Kaboose pushed up on ramp right now, but it's Envy who's at a disadvantage, and a strong start here from 100 Thieves. The steal picks off food as well at the bottom of ropes. Nice turnaround from what we saw in the previous map, as it now comes down to 1-1 alone, and that's going to be a great way to kick things off. A nice way to forget that first map.
On that previous round with the fault line that got to daze a few, that allows Dicey and Steel to get those kills. But those two first kills that came in from Dicey to retaliate after losing Asuna so early in the round was definitely lucky, because it was through the smoke, but you're happy to get those. That helps to build that momentum. But Envy, they're forcing through this one, and they're looking to take the round back in their hands. So a first one to fall as they're trying to pressure down towards this mid. As 100 Thieves, they said, look, Envy, you kept pressuring us on that previous round or the previous map. We want to do the same thing to you on our defender side here. And Mummay, a share to the face, to the dome of Steel, as Steel falls, and they take a 2-man advantage.
Dicey moving into position. Will spot the first one at the bottom of ropes. Gets another as well with the SMG. Ooh, switches to the pocket SMG. It's a frenzy. Caboose sitting at the bottom, gets some support from his teammate, but they're waiting on the other side. Currently, Nitro taking a duel with Crashies. Will win that battle. It's somehow awkwardly fallen into a 2-on-2. You've got Breach and Omen left for 100 Thieves. The spike going to be planted here. Envy's in a great position. Oh my gosh. Close. I was concerned. Watching Food sneak into that corner, thought maybe he'd be able to get into a better position to win that battle. But now it comes down to Caboose. Hiding inside the dark cover. The spike not exactly planted perfectly for him, but there is at least a bit of an angle there. And you can see the pings coming out from the squad as they try to offer some backup. First shot needed to be on the money, and it wasn't where it needed to go. So it will be 2 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, but a promising second round for Envy.
That allowed Dicey to just get too early into the trades, into the push towards that B side. But it still opened up the site, though, on the B. They forced a rotation out from Nitro from the B side over to A, which allowed them to get a spike plan, which allows them to build the economy into this round. So it's going to be another gun round or a force buy coming in for Envy. Well, you do have a couple of Phantom Spectre and still a surprise attack from Food, and make that a Sheriff in the face of Still again, unfortunately, but Nitro's in the sight. He drops 2 of his own. He's low on HP. Close range is going to be Mummay turning around the corner at the pillar, and that's 1 player to fall. Asuna on his own, making it a 2 versus 1, upgrades to a Phantom, and as the spike has just been freshly planted, he still has a chance, to press this forward.
Asuna dropping to the bottom of ropes. There's 2 players remaining here on the other side for Envy. Asuna didn't really get his foot in the door in that last map, but has an opportunity to start that here. Asuna slowly creeps out. There's one towards spawn. The Jiggle Peek comes through. The dink shot's in. Nice shot from Asuna, though. That eliminates Mummay. There's the paint shells coming in, but Food is quick with the peek. And the
Sheriff that were able to open it up there for Envy. They upgraded 1 weapon, of course, because it came to a 1 versus 1. That allows to build the economy back for Envy, but overall, that definitely puts the 100 Thieves in a pickle in terms of their economy into this round. So the tides have turned into this first half early, but it's still going to be Nitro that gets 2 of his own. He wants to turn this back for the 100 Thieves, and that's 2 to fall, but no spike. It's actually still hiding behind a dark cover, and he's looking for his teammates. He's got the camera out. That's FNS looking back and forth, and they have to count on 2 players on mid to try to open it up. But it's still a 2-man crossfire towards that heaven side, and Nitro even eliminates the spike carrier as they're slowly trying to pinch in. So Food on his own, looking forward.
The ropes. Breach. Getting the free shots into his back. Hiko was just holding and waiting for him. 1 for Crashies. Mummay has the ult, so the Blade Storm will be popped by the Jet. And there it is. But this round, for Envy, they're spending a little bit more than maybe one would expect, given the way that the scoreboard's been shaping up, trying to prevent 100 Thieves' money from sort of snowballing out of control.
Ooh. Mummay falling back, and they actually use FNS's cameras as well to see if they're going to push out towards that ramp. They did. He came back, got the first kill. Asuna trying to even out the tally. He gets 2 of his own with the Spectre, and he avenges his teammate and puts it back in advantage of the 100 Thieves. And Asuna is moving forward with the showstopper, looking for his opponents inside the sewers, but does not connect. The paint shell's coming down, forcing him out, but he's falling back. Kaboose is now running forward, and he's going to catch him off guard. A backstab of his own. A 3 versus 3 as Food has made it inside the site to get a kill, but Hiko immediately trades it back. It's a 2 versus 2. As they have their own duels across the map on the A side with the spike being planted. That's Hiko now on his own. At 22 HP, all he has left is a fault line, and also the angle. The wall bang onto Food. The information given away as he trips over the trap wire. As Envy, with the showstopper still available, paint shells in the air. And Hiko, oh my god, he's playing it so well here for this 1 versus 1. Caboose is just playing that time. He's the one that's playing it super well. He goes for the jiggle peek from the blast pack, and he's just counting it down, and he still manages to get the kill onto Hiko on the 1.
So Envy, they scrape together a buy and it works. And we'll see what they're able to do. Yikes. Nice shot coming out from Mummay to kick things off as Dicey goes aggressive into B main, and it's an early player advantage now. On the side of Envy, you've got multiple ults as well. What likely won't be necessary to use them here. You've got Showstopper, Rolling Thunder, and Neural Theft. But 400 Thieves, they're not really bringing a whole lot of hardware to the round. Mostly pistols, maybe an SMG in the mix as well. They've got Rolling Thunder as well. A bulk of the players currently stacked up towards B. Rare miss there for Mummay, as Steel peeked his head out from A and nearly got spotted. Quick dink coming out from Nitro, a repeat coming out from Hiko looking for a trade and a follow-up. There's a little bit of damage, but can't quite find it, and now it's fallen all onto Steel, who was over originally on the A site, now dropping down into the ropes, paranoid out of position, and he's got players on all sides.
Spike will also be behind, so Steel pretty much at this point as he's being spammed. Okay, connects with 1 shot. You know it's still going to be grim here. He only has a Sheriff on a 3 versus 1. So really the only thing he could do is maybe hopefully upgrade to a weapon if he can get a kill early or maybe towards the end of the round, as they're going to try to still chase after him, it seems, from the point of view of Envy, which is quite interesting because they know he's on an eco. He already has the lockdown. So the only thing they could really do is add more credits, I guess, from these kills from the Sheriff, should they not win these fights versus Steel. But in the end, you saw it from the 100 Thieves point of view on that eco, that they had a nice stack towards the male. And just 1 player that gets spotted, and he still gets the kill. And that's Caboose that got the kill onto male. He decides to fall back into the rope area, and they chase after him. And as they chase after him, you have to commend Envy on how they're setting things up to even watch each other's the head-to-head Dicey versus Mummay. Mummy's been using his operator on the attacker side, but they haven't had a chance to give it to Dicey.
I love this aggressive push coming in from 100 Thieves. Now, it didn't really work out so well for them, as Food somehow got the best of 100 Thieves, despite the fact that he was dazed from Rolling Thunder. But I like the approach. Envy, nice start to the round. 3 rounds on the board already on their attacking side of Split. While this performance is better from 100 Thieves than what we saw on map number 1, it's still not exactly stellar. We'll see if they can try to turn things around here. Again, Envy still has those ults to fall back on. Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, Neural Theft, all available. And you've also got Mummay, who's gone to the operator, which at times can feel like an ult in and of itself. So powerful with that scoped rifle. Hiko throws down another flashpoint, decides to back off. It's the right call, as Envy has gathered up control of Mailroom. They're going to be splitting on to B. Only 1 player coming through from B main. That will be Omen. That's Food.
30 seconds left.
Hiko's got to be careful as they're coming around the corner. The nade lands right in his lap. That's the first kill coming through. Nitro on the site. Here's the blast back being popped. 23 seconds left as they start to gather up control of the site, and Steel is all the way across
in their favor. But as he stays towards that corner, he really went to try to play the anchor. But as the money comes back, and as the money looks right for the team, you're starting to see
from Elbow, currently watching Heaven. It's a split setup right now from 100 Thieves. You've got pressure on B. You've got 2 players over there with Spike as well. And then you've got 3 players currently grouping up over towards ramp. And that'll be crashies, popping his ult, moving in towards Heaven. Caboose gonna just send a rocket straight
Big
to the
flash.
face of Steel. Look at the bait and switch that's coming in from Envy currently. This is masterfully played. They've made them believe that this is going to be an A hit, when in reality the spike is over on B. Sure, kills are piling up for 100 Thieves, but surprise, the spike's all the way across the map, and Mummy's in a position where he can get out of dodge. And now they've pushed in through to spawn. Food's able to catch off Nitro, and the plan starts to work out for them. 3-on-3, the number's still not an advantage for Envy, but they've got time on their side if they've already managed to exhaust some of that clock. Hiko somehow catches Food off guard. The flash comes through and he can't get around the corner in time, with low HP picked off by the Ghost. Mummy with a quick shot coming out from the operator, but it's gonna fall onto him. The Blade Storm gets popped. Mummy though missing, and now it's down to a 1-on-1. It's Op versus Breach. The stun from the Breach, the fault line not working out. Getting around the corner is Mummy, and that's it. The round, like you said, it's over. Mummy's gonna die here, as is Hiko, but it's okay. Envy's won the round. A little bit scary there, but I like the approach from Envy.
They might have an initial push from Envy in that area, but they gambled wrong, and it was just a nice way for Envy as well, the way that they took the site. A showstopper to a Rolling Thunder, but also adding a flashpoint to really blind Steel and not give him a chance to do anything. But now we finally see the first Op versus Op battle. Dicey takes the upper hand versus Mummy into this half, and they have an early one-man advantage for the 100 Thieves, where maybe finally things could maybe turn around as they finally have a full gun round, rather, and the weaponry that they need and that they wanted for the 100 Thieves side.
Dicey sitting in position with the Op, but there's FNS picking off Asuna, who tried to fly in with the showstopper. Now they have to fall back just a bit and try and regroup. Envy found an opener, but it quickly fell apart for them, and it's down to just 2. It's the Cypher and Breach, FNS and Crashies. They have spike control at the very least, but Steel is waiting at the top side of ropes.
Oh no.
Great damage dealt, but somehow not able to finish off either target. Does the turret find a kill? We'll find out in just a second. No, not going to be.
Nice.
Hiko is there to make sure that's not a possibility, but there is a very serious possibility that turret found 2 kills. If they made it through the window, both players were super low on HP, and I think it was like 12 and 7.
Yeah.
So that turret could have made quick work for them, and I think that would have been a first, a double kill for a turret. I don't think that's ever happened.
And so far, I think I've seen 2 situations, right? One where Steel was looking down towards the ropes, and then the other one, I think, was Dicey looking down towards the ropes when they were on the beginning of the half as well. The fact that they're actually always pre-firing before they spot their opponents, because they want to take the upper hand. They know that they can control the spray transfer in order to try to get these kills. But unfortunately, he shot a little bit too soon and couldn't control the recoil, because sometimes you do have an RNG into the sprays going through with the Phantoms or any type of rifles right now. And Envy took the upper hand out of that. So they did good at least to get that kill. But as you said, Buck, he did enough damage so that no matter how far they were able to make it out for Envy, it was going to be stopped or by Hiko or by the turret. So a very tough round for Envy to win, but it started off with them playing individually, actually, trying to get the body peeks into that mid-main that allowed their 100 Thieves, the 100 Thieves, to get those picks. But now Nitro is looking to put a dark cover towards the A main. You did have a cyber cage and a camera, so they know where one offer is at, and it's going to be Nitro that connects onto Mummay, who is trying to dash across into the A ramp. And now from the shadows and Steel working from the air at the A heaven is also able to hold the aggressive push coming in from Envy. The crashies have made it his way inside the site, gets the first kill. A nice fake plant. Actually, he looks for the angle, but unfortunately on the timing, looks back. And Asuna takes the upper hand. You only have 1 more to go. Food with 11 HP. I like it. I mean, with a 3 versus 1, you're counting your... Yeah, they are looking for this right now, so they could just go for a buy at least towards the last round, and it's dashing up towards the heavens. But Dicey and Steel hold it with a nanoswarm and the operator. As another gets dropped, it's a 5-on-2 situation as they're trying to look up with the last 2. Crashies, one of the players that unfortunately couldn't upgrade. Asuna looking to move forward, checks the 50, takes him down, and it's all up to Food.
Food waiting for Asuna, who flies in and gets obliterated by... on attack. Food sneaking up Can't quite get the angle right. Steel is holding it.
Just juggle back if you miss the shot, but it's just going to go for 2. And if, of course, like you said, if they miss a shot, they'll have a phantom to work with.
Well, again, aggression from 100 Thieves down mid. They spot one early, but they don't actually deal any damage. Envy, in the meantime, has taken control of Heaven. 100 Thieves playing a little bit more passive in this scenario. Hiko is backed off. Nitro is watching the exit as well. They have an appreciation that this could be going on, but do they get away? No. Now Kaboose is going to fly into position, and the flash was perfect. That leaves Nitro staring at the surface of the sun. Kaboose is going to fly into sight. That puts a lot of pressure on the young fragger Asuna, who's currently up in Heaven, but the spike is going to be planted, and Asuna's got too many corners to clear. So it will be a 5-on-3 post-plant, and Envy's in great positions for this.
Well, the showstopper is going to give a chance for Mummay to position himself, but it's immediately traded out. He got 1, so he did his job. It's a 4-on-2 in favor of Envy, as you have Asuna that's still looking to retake this with Dicey. Dicey has his own operator, which would make it difficult for them to go for that retake. They still have paint shells to work with where they can clear this corner. There you go. He throws it into the area, and that maybe could flush somebody out. But it's a little bit, no, it connects right on the dot. Football, showstopper to come out, connects onto another one. He pulls himself up. It's a 1 versus 1 as Dicey dashes in with the frenzy, picking up the Vandal, and now it's all up to the time. Unfortunately, it's wasted. Crashies wins that one, and no matter what, the spike was going to go off, and Envy ties the first half 6-6.
Didn't matter at that point. Even if he found the kill, the round was over.
So as we continue to talk about the question mark of how 100 Thieves present themselves on a map like Split, we've seen how they play on the defender side, where Envy, still able to put 6 rounds on the attack, is still very good. Now we have to see how 100 Thieves are going to play their pistol, how the 100 Thieves are going to play their attack. And it starts with Dicey getting the first kill as he dashed over towards the A ramp, while the rest of them are pushing up towards ropes, and they're able to take down Food. That means that the A site is now open for business. The rotation is coming through from the last 3 players that actually stacked towards the B side. FNS is already on his own to start things off, and as he slows down finally, he's met up with his teammates where Nitro is forced to fall back. FNS still manages to get the frag, and they're looking to push back into the A site.
The pistol round right now, numbers advantage for 100 Thieves, but Envy's got sight control. Steel with an execution onto Kaboose, putting a bullet in the back of Envy's one player towards screen. Steel's now up in Heaven, trying to do more. Steel with the jump shot, make it 3. Great work for 100.
Here.
Asuna currently moving up, as I believe Van Silly had an issue with his mic. We'll get that fixed as quickly as we can. Nade's going to land inside mailroom. That's going to push Asuna back just a bit to dodge the paint shells. Another paint shell's coming out, but it's a little bit further. Nice flash to lead them in. The fault line comes in, but it's a little late. There is a kill there coming in for both sides, but it leaves Envy with the advantage of 4-on-3. This is a round that 100 Thieves really needed to win. They could not afford to fumble this one away and lose that lead to Envy, with them now on the defense. Crashies sending out some flashpoints. That helps FNS go for the peak. Nitro dive bombs the site, and it works out well as 100 Thieves take control of B, but quickly through that dark cover, Mummay picks off Nitro. And now it's a 1-on-2. Hiko's got to go back and scoop up the spike with just 15 seconds left. He's going to have to grab it and start moving towards the site quickly.
10 seconds
One has gone down the stairs and will potentially spam through this box as he goes for that dedicated spike plant. Yeah, there's the push through. There's not much that can be done. Mummay with great work, finding a 3K here and bringing the score to 7 apiece.
And as I was trying to mention before, sorry, with the mic issues there, where we saw this on the first half, where 100 was Food on that A ramp with the Spectre to stop him in his tracks and then just make things difficult from there on out for 100 Thieves to regain control of that map. At least they got a spike plant, but that's not enough here. It's still going to be 7-7, tied up in this second half. where 100 Thieves are trying to work back as a unit to take control of this B heaven. It started off with a flashpoint, but there's still going to be one to fall. Steel, though, goes to work on his own from the front of the garage, and he gets 2 kills into the B site and opens it up. This allows right now Dicey to push all the way forward, close range with the Frenzy, going head-to-head versus Food, looking for his revenge from that previous round. That smoke is about to dissipate, and he does not get the kill, but still manages to fall back. That allows Food to push forward, but still 400 Thieves to move inside the site and get the spike plant down.
Spike planted.
Food spamming through that swirling cloud. Dicey just runs straight in and takes the battle. Crashies is there with a quick trade. Mummay is moving in as well. The Killjoy ult has been popped and it's about to dissipate, and it does. Crashies has to back off for the time being. It's a 1-on-2. They've still got to deal with the Omen and Breach on site. Some fall damage for Crashies as he dives into the site, but nice flash coming out. Even with the alarm bot triggering, he's got a target straight to his left. Does he peek this? He actually gets around the corner in time. This is really well played from both sides. As Crashies taps the spike yet again, Nitro isn't falling for it. Does he have the time? Takes the peek, and at this point, it's all too far gone. 100 Thieves managed to scoop up the round, and even the turret is trying to get involved in the action. Does the spike take him out? No.
These just gain control of that map, not only towards B, but positioning to catch rotations in the end for Envy. But you got to give it to Crashies. A 2 versus 1, where mechanically you drop on the ground and you shoot just to cover the sound step, and then the flashpoint that he threw actually blinded both of them, both players from 100 Thieves on a crossfire double peak. It could have been the round coming in for Crashies. But in the end, it was going to be the patience, using the timer on your end. And Mummay, this time, though, is looking to even up the tally, trying to bring it back on their end as they have their own eco, but it doesn't pay off.
Crashies picking off Steel across the map as well. Advantage Envy currently, but the weapon advantage is there for 100 Thieves. Asuna will catch Caboose coming up at the top of the rope. Now Crashies is in the pressure position. He's in the hot seat on the site with a Bulldog. Around Pillar currently, it's all going to come down to whether or not Asuna tries to clear this all the way. Crashies picks off Nitro, and there's the flash coming through as well to make things a little bit harder, but Asuna, with that twitchy aim, able to flip back onto his target. But it'll all fall onto Asuna. 2 currently up in heaven, and they're just waiting for him at the top side of ropes. Back and forth.
Sometimes a Blade Storm is going to be enough as well to count it as a rifle, especially as you're wielding daggers in the hands of players like Mummay and now such as Dicey, who's looking to return the favor into this round. Every time we saw him die, he was able to capitalize onto something else to just redeem himself from the previous round. But this time, that battle, I was going to mention Dicey versus Mummay, but it seems to be Dicey versus Food, and it pays off in dividends for the defender side, leaving only Nitro on his own with the Sheriff on a 4 versus 1. He does have the spike to work with, has no ultimate points, so he cannot go for any type of...
Awkward though, Caboose might get caught off guard. It's all going to come down to timing, and Caboose just watches it patiently.
Cover and look to backstab me, so he went for a fake jump peek just to make some noise and still looked back towards the screens and fought Nitro face to face to win that round. So it's still a decent eco for the 100 Thieves. With this gun round, they're looking to go for some type of aggressive plays towards the B side, and it's an ultimate towards heaven, but Caboose gets the first kill with the boom bot. Fully blinded as FNS. He eats a couple of paint shells, forced to fall back inside the site, but Caboose leans over, gets the first kill onto Steel, a second one onto Dicey to put the third onto the board. Make that a 4th, looking for the ace, as Nitro, again, unfortunately, on a 5 versus 1 this time, but Food stops him, and it's a 2-round lead for Envy.
And an opportunity for Envy to put this one to bed, potentially. Waiting to find that 11th round to get themselves closer to number 12, at least guaranteeing tie point. 100 Thieves continues to fight, though. Don't count them out. These rounds have worked out well for both teams. These force buys thus far in the second half have not been easy for the rifle buyers on the other side. Mummay, a perfect example of what we were just saying. Taken down by Asuna, a great double peek coming out from Envy. Or from 100 Thieves, excuse me. Caboose, though, is waiting on the other side, and it's an execution onto Asuna. The nade lands in ropes, but it's a little bit further away, doesn't matter. Dicey gets concerned. There's the Nano Swarm right under Caboose's feet, and he has to bail out. That gives mid control over to 100 Thieves. And Steel is flying into the bottom of ropes to try and capitalize on that.
Yeah, even as he did that, he picked up the Phantom left behind too, so it's a nice way to add the pressure, upgrade to a weapon, put the chances on your side to try to work together as a team, which seems to be towards this B side. The thing is, on that B site, there's only 2 players and none of the ultimates that could be useful on this B-side hold. But the rifles are still strong. Steel with the upgraded
30
weapon
seconds left.
makes it a 1 versus 1 inside the site, finally met up by his teammates as Food decides to concede the site and wait to play the retake with his other 2 teammates rotating down from spawn site and from heaven. They have a decent setup here for 100 Thieves, as Steel could have the element of surprise by playing Hell, and we're going to go for the full plant. At least that money rings in, so you're going to add more money into the next round. And it's planted at default, where actually he goes shadow steps on the top of the catwalk. This could be big right now, but unfortunately Caboose waits for him. And as they double up here towards the heaven side, Steel in a tight corner, playing the off angle, and crashies takes him down.
As the freeze time ticks down, here's an aggressive play coming out from Caboose. He flies in, the rocket is right on the money, but a quick trade is there. So well played from Steel to sit back, but they do lose Asuna, and that's a huge first loss for the attacking side. As 100 Thieves is trying to gain control. And look at this. Food is in a great position. Do they know this? That's another 1-for-1. Nitro goes down. Dicey gets the trade. There's the Killjoy ult coming in, the lockdown. Breach is still on the B site. Mummay has to move out of position, but that's a quick shot coming down onto Dicey. Now the ult does give them control of B, at least for the time being, as crashies has backed out of sight and surrendered it over. Neural Theft will give away player positions. Rolling Thunder coming up, and it's right on the money, but it creates a skeet shooting-like scenario for Mummay, and he can't connect with the op. It does come down to 1. It's Steel, and not able to survive against FNS. It's 12 rounds now on the
map with a frenzy of all guns to still get 2 headshots in a row versus his opponent, and it just made things more difficult when you still have the breach alive on your end with crashies that enables this, because Hiko is fully flashed towards the back of the site. So Envy continuing their grounds, continuing to use their utility right, and continuing to play off each other with these communications that put them now at map point on this map of Split.
Two quick kills make it 3 coming up for 100 Thieves to kick things off in this round. Backs again.
For previous days, from the amazing talent that we have. These 2 teams that we're witnessing right now that Yinsu talked about. After 128 teams, down to 100 Thieves, and also to Envy. But Envy are at map point, looking to make this 2-0, and it starts off well as FNS runs around the map and gets 2 kills of his own. He's fully flashed, and he has a teammate to help him out. Somehow he's still alive, and finally gets dropped by Hiko. Hiko trying to run inside the site, crossbarred by 2 players. 1 more to go. It's going to be Steel that gets dropped by crashies, and we end the second half